Sometimes life takes unexpected turns that leave us questioning what we know. This is the story of a mother, her daughter, and the unexplainable connection to someone she never thought her child would know. All began when a mother, just 4 months after the birth of her baby girl, discovered she was pregnant again. It was unexpected, but joy filled their home at the thought of a second baby so soon. She imagined her daughter growing up with a sibling close in age, a built-in best friend. But then everything changed. Just a few weeks later, she miscarried. The grief was overwhelming, like a sudden storm in what had been a sunny sky. To honor the baby they lost, she and her husband gave her a name, Zoe. Zoe became more than a name. It was a way to remember the baby they never got to hold. Though life moved on, a piece of their hearts always stayed with her. 2 years later, joy returned to their lives with the birth of rainbow twins, 2 baby boys. Their home was filled with laughter and chaos, but Zoe's memory never faded. When their daughter was about 2 years old, something strange began to happen. She'd wander into her brother's nursery, toys in hand, and start laughing and playing. Her mum thought nothing of it at first. Imagination is a beautiful part of childhood. But one day the mum heard something that stopped her in her tracks. Through the door, she heard her daughter talking, giggling as if someone were with her. And then the name, Zoe. The mum's heart skipped a beat. She and her husband had never mentioned Zoe to their daughter. How could she know? The little girl smiled and said, "Zoe, my sister." Her tone was so matter-of-fact, so innocent, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Over the next year, this continued. Each time the mum felt a mix of wonder, sadness, and confusion. She never mentioned the name Zoe to her daughter, but often found herself overcome with emotion as she listened. Could it really be just a coincidence, or was something more happening? One day, the mom's best friend took her daughter to a local play center. On the way, the little girl casually mentioned Zoe again. Her friend, curious, asked, "Who's Zoe?" The little girl replied, "My sister!" When her best friend told her what her daughter had said, the mum couldn't hold back her tears. She realized she couldn't keep this to herself any longer. It was time to have an honest conversation with her daughter. That evening, the mum sat her daughter down. She told her about Zoe, the baby they lost before she was born. She explained how every time she talked about Zoe, it brought both sadness and comfort. But what happened next left the mom speechless. The little girl said, "I didn't want to make you sad, Mummy. Zoe is my friend from school. I call her my sister." At first, the mom was stunned. Could it have been this simple all along? As her daughter continued to talk about Zoe, she realized something. The name might have been a coincidence, but the connection felt deeper. Her daughter's words, her joy and her laughter reminded the mum of the love she had for Zoe. Whether it was a friend from school or something more, one thing was certain. The memory of Zoe was alive, not in sadness, but in love, and in some ways she was still a part of their family. Life has a way of surprising us, connecting us to things we may never fully understand. Sometimes all we can do is cherish those moments and let love guide us. Subscribe now to our channel, where we dive into real stories from viewers and the web. Stories so unsettling they'll linger in your mind and make you see the world a little differently. Send us your story and join the growing community of mystery seekers. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we explore tales of the sleepless.